Hello everybody, Joe Tactical here, going to show the knife that I use for my backpacking system. And this would be kind of a big blade or large blade, whatever you want to call it. And it's the Ontario SP10 Marine Raider Bowie knife. Now before I even touch the blade, I'll give you all the specs, and hopefully I'll get the specs correct, and they might be a little off, but let's start with the handle. The handle is made out of kind of a hard rubber, but very grippy for traction even when the hand is wet. It's harder than Kraton, and I added the 550 lanyard, and you see the little lanyard hole. It's got like some type of a brass grommet, and then the blade is a 1095 carbon steel, and I don't know if it's high carbon steel or if it's just carbon steel. I don't know if there's a difference. I don't know. I don't really care. And the sheath is Cordura on the front, and it's leather on the back. Now this mounting system, I don't mind it because I mount it on my Kelty backpack. But if you were going to put it on your belt and take it on and off, you know, around camp or whatever, you'd probably want to quick on, quick off. And at which point I would recommend trying using keepers for like duty belts. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they make a very, very good and easy mounting system for belts, and it's quick on, quick off. And what I would do is, instead of just tearing this loop up, cutting the loop up and just making it basically trash, I would just get a drill and drill out the rivets. And you can apply this to anything else. You just take this idea and run with it. But I would drill out the rivets, throw it in a little tote or a tub with all the other stuff like this. And if you're doing a project, you get the rivet gun out and this out, and all of a sudden you have a nice, neat, professional little loop you can put on something else, or just reattach it to the same sheath. But I would take this off, and I would put one of those double keepers that has the 4 snaps instead of just the 2, and I would just see how that goes, and hopefully it being the double keeper, it would hold the weight. And also with that, because it's a long blade, it's going to travel far down your leg, where if you use the keeper, instead of it mounting to the top of your belt here, it would come to here, so it would actually raise it up a little bit, kind of like a high riding holster for a pistol. And let's see, the closure position or the closure system, whatever you want to call it, has these little nylon straps that come from the back, and you got one over the blade here and it even says like the Ontario SP on the snaps there and there. And it also came with this little, I don't know, thigh lanyard or whatever, and that's kind of cheesy. I left it on because I didn't know if I was going to change it up with my backpack system or what. But let me show you the blade. Now this hasn't been thumped on yet for batoning, but that's a massive blade right there. And that's just, man, that's a good looking blade. I mean, you know, this is a little too big for my EDC, and some would say I'm overkill with my EDC, but the actual sharpened portion of the blade is about 9 inches, maybe 9 1/8 or so, but the whole part of the blade is about 10. And I'm sure you can't see that, especially with my crappy digital camera, but it is what it is, and you get the idea. But it's about a 1/4 inch thick, and also this is a knife that's about 50 bucks, so you can't expect the world from it. It's not like a $200 Cold Steel whatever, but for $50, 60 bucks or whatever after shipping, it's an awesome blade. And it's not like coated with like any type of PVC Teflon or anything like that. It's just painted. But I look at it like, if it gets scratched up or whatever, I'll hit it with a can of spray paint just to touch it up here and there, and it'll also protect the blade. More than cosmetic, it'll help protect the blade, and I'll thump on it. I'll get back from my trip, I'll clean it real good, and then I'll paint it again. You know what I mean? Okay. Sorry about that. But like I said, it's high carbon steel. It comes pretty sharp, and or I don't know if it's high carbon, but it's the 1095 carbon steel. And this is about how sharp it came. So it's, you know, for a baton knife, that's pretty good. But I'll still touch it up. I got one of those little Gerber sharpeners the other day, like a $4 little sharpener, and I'll touch it up with the coarse a couple strokes, and then hit it with the fine a couple times, and and wipe some more WD-40 or some gun oil or something like that, and it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to do a video here soon showing it, and I'll do it in my backyard probably, just to do it in a controlled environment before I take it out on the field, because I don't want to do a test in the field and then be stuck without my knife in a, you know, survival setting or whatever you want to call it. But just wanted to show it to you guys, give you a little look at it before it gets thrashed on, because it's going to get thrashed on. It's going to probably be a little ugly, but that just makes it cool because it's used. So that's the Ontario SP10, and it's got all these crazy names. It's the Spec Plus 10 Marine Raider Bowie. You know what I mean? So, but it's a very good knife. It also says Ontario, USA. I don't know if that means it's made in USA or what, but I'd like it to be. But it is what it is. $50, $60 knife. If you want to find out where I got it, just let me know, and I'll get you the information on that. And hopefully they'll have some in stock. And that's that. And Joe Tactical out.